for me, the most common thread that runs from me to you, to you, to you, throughout every one of us in this room, throughout Chef, throughout Clark, throughout people who do marketing, throughout people who work at a rest stop. I mean, it's mindset, right? Like we all have a mindset. And so what I want you guys to do, and I know we were here obviously last night, kind of rolling into today, what I want you guys to do is become hyper aware throughout the next couple of days of the thoughts that you have. And so if you're sitting talking to someone and it's like, oh, how much revenue do you do? And they say, oh, I do 150,000 a month. I want you to pay attention to the first thought that comes to your mind when they say that. Is it, oh, it must be nice. Wow, I could never do that. Wow, that's so far away from me. And as you have conversations, as I sit here and talk right now, we're always having thoughts. And I think that I was just lucky, and Blake was lucky the way that we were born and raised. My dad told me growing up, you can do, have, and be anything you want in this life. You want to be an athlete, entrepreneur, you can do whatever you want. And that's just how I was born and raised, and that's just luck of the draw. But I know that for 99% of people, we kind of just get passed down the mindset from our parents. And most of the time, our parents don't have the best mindsets. They're scarce, they're frugal, they have limiting beliefs. But when we turn 18, I don't know about in the rest of the world, the island you come from, I don't know when you're categorized as an adult, but in America, 18, you're an adult. And we have to make the decision that, okay, we were raised this way, and our parents tied our shoes and helped us cross the street and made sure we didn't die. But once you turn 18, you have to take responsibility. And you have to make the decision, do I want these generational chains and these generational curses to persist? Or do I want to make the rest of my life the best of my life and make some better and different decisions? And it all starts with your mindset. So an exercise for you guys is become hyper aware over the next couple of days of the thoughts that you have, because those thoughts turn into beliefs, and those beliefs turn into actions, and those actions will shape the trajectory of the rest of your life. And that was my superpower when I was very young. When I got into network marketing, shout out Sasha and Victor, met you guys 12 years ago in the world of network marketing. I just saw these other people doing it. And I don't know, maybe I'm a sick fuck, but I just never thought like, oh man, must be nice. They got lucky. Like they're special. Like I could never do that. I just never had that thought. It just never crossed my mind. I was like, dude, if these fucking idiots can do it, I can do it. Like guys, if I can sit in front of this room, I am nothing special. Not that smart, have a great mustache, but other than that, not much else going for me. Like if I can do this, you guys can all do this times 10. But it's gonna start with the mindset because it shapes the beliefs and the actions and then everything else after that. So become hyper aware. When you see other people doing really, really cool things, it's so easy to compare ourselves up, right? We look at these people above us. We're like, oh my gosh, their revenue, their car, their business, their life, their employees, their family, their this, their that. But if you're going to compare yourself up, you must also compare yourself down. Because for every one person who's doing better than you, there's thousands, tens of thousands of people doing worse than you. And I think gratitude kills everything. Gratitude kills burnout. Like if you're burnt out, it's like 5 years ago, you would have killed to be this busy, to have this many clients, to have this much responsibility, to have these many employees, to have this many bills. Like we've dreamt of sitting in a room like this for a very, very long time. At least I have. And if you have extraordinary amounts of gratitude, it kills burnout, it kills being tired, it kills every negative emotion. And if we can tap into extreme amounts of gratitude for the smallest things, grateful for the shoes on my feet, grateful for the house that we're in today, grateful that we all made it here safely, grateful for each other. Gratitude, that is the ultimate unlock. Because if you're not grateful for what you have today, the universe, God, whatever you believe in is not going to reward you with more things. And I think we all play this game with ourselves, like, when this happens, then I will be happy. Then I will be grateful. Then I will feel like I made it. And then we get there, and then we just move the goalpost. Yeah, 50 grand a month. Like I thought 100 grand a month. When I'm at 100 grand a month, then X, Y, Z. And you're just going to keep moving the goalpost, and you're never going to be satisfied. You're never going to be happy. So I call it blissful dissatisfaction. Like I don't want to be complacent. I'm like, oh, we did 100K. Let's fuck off and do nothing. but it's blissful dissatisfaction. So it's extraordinary amounts of gratitude for how far we've come, but then we're also dissatisfied and we want more. Because it is every single one of you in this room's duty and obligation to get filthy fucking rich. Because when you get rich, you help more people. Everyone in this room is a good person or you wouldn't be in this room. Meaning the only way we can make money is by helping people. Like I make $0 if I help 0 people. And that's why with Jeremy, I sent him a big canvas for his office and it said, if you help enough people get what they want, then you can have everything. And so the size of your bank account is in direct proportion to the size of the problems that you solve in the marketplace and the amount of people that you help. And so these people that are making more, doing better, having more, they're just simply helping more people. And 99% of the time, they've just been punched in the face a hell of a lot more than you have. Like, I don't even look at life as like above or below. I look at life because I think we're all equal on a continuum. And I think there's definitely people further ahead than other people, not better and above, but further ahead. And the further ahead they are, the more shit they had to eat. And 99% of other people aren't willing to eat that amount of shit to reap the rewards that that gives to them. And so you guys have to ask yourself, what do you want? 10 grand a month, 50 grand a month, 500 grand a day? I don't give a shit. I'm here to tell you that you can have it. Because there's other people doing it. And those people are no better, no smarter, no more special than every single one of you guys sitting in this room. The difference is they believe that they can. They're just sick enough in the head to convince themselves that they actually fucking can. And if you guys can convince yourself that you can, that's step number 1 into actually having it. Because everything like this, when I saw other people doing this, I was like, well, that seems kind of fun. You know, get a mansion with a bunch of sweet people and hang out and drink Coronas and talk shit for a couple of days. Like, I want to do that. What do I need to do? The inputs over time that will compound to get me to the ability where I can do something like this. And never once did I have a limiting belief that was like, oh, but like, would people actually show up? Oh, would people want to come? Would people do that? I never had those beliefs. And I want today to be the catalyst for you guys to start taking inventory on the beliefs that you have. Oh, well, all my prospects are broke. Lee told me that when he hired me. Yeah, but I'm in music. All my prospects are broke.
Prove me wrong.
Good luck building a business. Why are you in the industry then? Why do you do what you do? Why do you even have an offer? If all your prospects are broke and nobody can afford it, why are you even operating? Right? And then you went from an 18% to a 46% close rate while adding $1,500 to your price. Right? And it's like, it's fucked up because we all have these stories that we literally, like, we're all in sales, whether we like it or not. Humans are in sales. And it's the worst for me because the better you get at sales, the better you are at selling yourself on things that are not true. The better you get at sales, the better you are at selling yourself on things that are not true. And I'm guilty of that. I think we all are. I'm guilty of that when I know Georgie's meal plan, I should be following it. And I'm like, dude, I'm fucking tired, burnt out, I've eaten nothing today, fucking hungry, went to the gym, I'm exhausted, I'm building all these things, and I eat like shit. And that's selling myself. And that's the lower version of myself creeping in and temporarily winning. And the more often the lower version of yourself wins, the slower you progress throughout life and the less you ultimately have at the end of life. Because in my opinion, I think when we die, on the day that we die, we will get to meet the person we could have become if we had no limiting beliefs, if we would have done the work, if we would have helped more people, if we made better decisions, if we ate healthier, if we poured into people more. And when I die, those people must be identical. My biggest fear is that the person that I could have become is so unrecognizable from the person that I am on that day. And now I just have to sit there and look at this person that I could have become that lived life with no limitations, no holdbacks. We're going to eat shit. There's going to be setbacks. There's going to be death. There's going to be sadness. There's going to be breakups. There's going to be bullshit. There's going to be lawsuits. There's going to be loss of revenue. Get the fuck over it. Like, if anyone told you life was going to be easy, you got lied to. You got sold. And I'm here to unsell you and tell you that shit's going to be hard. And the further you go, the harder things are going to get. But if you can just flip your mindset into gratitude and enjoyment of like, wow, I have way more responsibility. Hell yeah. Let me rise to the occasion and become this person. And if we can do that every minute of every day, then the person when we die is the identical person to the highest version of ourselves. Because I think everyone in this room is here because you guys want more. I don't think anyone showed up and like, no, I'm just kind of happy where I'm at. Like, hopefully there's a hot tub, right? Like, I think you guys came here because you want more, right? Anyone come here because they're like, no, I'm totally happy where I'm at. I want nothing else from my life. Great. We're in the right room. Nobody put their hand up because we all want more. I want more. You guys all want more. But the only way to get more is to swap our mindset and to start compounding daily inputs every minute of every day, because it all fucking matters. Time is the only thing that we have that we willingly spend every single day, whether we like it or not, with no idea when it's going to run out. It's like an unlimited credit card, but there is a limit. We just don't know what it is. And we go into the store every day, we buy whatever we want, we do whatever we want, and then we show up one day and we swipe that card and it's declined. And we're out of cash. And that's the day that we die. And I think that my mindset was shifted when I was in college. My girlfriend in college passed away, and I was like, I'm not invincible. Life isn't just this forever continuum. Like, people actually die. Oh, that's weird. And in that moment, it shaped my beliefs to realize that life is short and very valuable, and time is our most important asset. So the people we spend our time with, the things that we consume and put in our mind, whether it's books, podcasts, conversations with people, all of that matters, because you only got so much time. And unfortunately, we have no idea when the end of that time is. Hopefully we all live to be super old. I don't know if I want to actually be super old. Might be fine to die at like 75, like healthy and good looking, but we have a set amount of time. And I want you guys to maximize your time, because every single one of you is capable of a 5x, of a 10x, of if you want it 100x and you're willing to do the inputs to get it, you guys can all have that. Every single one of you. There's not one person in this room that I can't confidently look at and say, yeah, I think everyone else, but maybe not you. Like, we're God's highest form of creation. We can do, have, and be anything we want in this life, but it's going to start with your mindset and raising your standards to become a different version of yourself. And I think the hardest thing about becoming the higher version of yourself is you literally have to kill the old version. Because if you don't kill that old version, it will always try and creep back in. And you might be on a hot streak for a couple days, a couple weeks, a couple months, maybe a year, and then something will happen, and that old version of yourself will scratch and claw its way back in. And over time, we just become average, we become complacent, and we stop scaling and we stop growing. And you don't notice it over time, right? There's a great book called The Slight Edge or The Compound Effect. 2 different books saying the exact same thing. And The Slight Edge talks about if you eat like shit one day, you don't notice it. Shit, when I eat like shit one day, I actually look better. It fills me up. I'm like vascular, you know? But you do that 2 days, and then 3 days, and then 10 days, and then over time, you wake up in the mirror one day and you look at yourself and you say, how the fuck did I get here? Because it compounds slowly over time, and you don't notice it until one random day. And it wasn't the one time you ate bad. It was all of these times compounded that are stacking up against you. And the longer it compounds and the longer it stacks, the more work there is to take it all off. That's why you guys that are fitness coaches, it's like, yeah, I probably need to do the credit card. Now, we're going to reverse the negative compound that you've been doing to yourself for so long. I'm not letting you go another minute of another day. Credit card right now. No credit card today. I don't work with you tomorrow. And if I do have to work with you tomorrow, the price is going up. Well, why is the price going up? Because there's more work for me to do. So we compound either in the right direction or the wrong direction, whether we like it or not. Like, I don't think we ever stay the same. I think we're growing or we're dying, and there is no in between. So what did we do in this minute to get better? What did we do in this hour? What did we do in this day, this week, this month, this quarter, this year to get better? And these people that have it all are literally nothing special. They're just willing to compound more positive things in the right direction, stacked over time, without limitations and without setbacks. This making sense? Like, I want you guys to just become ruthless fucking operators. When I say operator, I'm talking about operating your entire fucking life. How you operate in the gym, how you operate with your food, how you operate with your friendships, how you operate with your family, how you operate as salespeople on the phones, building systems, building companies, in your relationships. If we can all just become savage, ruthless operators that is not willing to take no for an answer, not willing to take shit from anybody, and willing to push our life in the direction of our dreams without stepping on people's heads, without being bad people, right? We don't want to hurt people in the process. But if we can get what we want and do that through a vehicle that helps more people along the way, and we can do that with some savagery along the way, because guys, life is hard, man. You're going to have to become this next level version of yourself. You're going to have to stop taking no for an answer. You're going to have to start telling prospects how it is. You're going to have to start demanding more for yourself, because if you demand more for yourself, it then qualifies you to demand more for your team, from your family, from your friends, from your acquaintances, from your prospects. But you have to start internally. You can't ask a prospect to do something that you've never done. You can't tell your employees to do something that you're not willing to do. And guess what happens when you build a business? If we aren't ruthless and we don't fire people when they need to be fired, your good employees will not respect you for hanging on to the bad employees. It's like, why do I have to wake up every day and work with this fucking idiot? I'm not an idiot. I'm working hard. Why do I got to work with this person that's getting paid the same amount as me to do a shitty job that I got to pick up the slack for? And I think I've had so many conversations with you guys over the past year and a half of doing this. And it's always, oh, I have this employee, they're not really performing. I have this team member, they're not really performing. How much longer should I give them? -1 hour, fire, today, next. We don't have the time. Time is not infinite. And if we have limited time, yes, we need to give people the opportunity. We need to try. We need to try our best to support them. And if we're giving them all the resources and it ain't happening, next. Speed is radically important. Success loves speed. Adam, that video we took in Siesta Key on the jet skis. You're like, success loves? I'm like, speed. Success loves speed. You're like, Adam, for you, how much easier has it been building your business, getting into momentum and going quickly rather than in the beginning going slowly? Just in momentum. And so that's why I get up early. God, I don't like getting up early. You think I enjoy getting up at 5:15 when I go to bed at midnight or 1 or 2? You think I'm not dog shit tired? You don't think all the thoughts in my head are go back to bed? Like, I'm not some sick animal that's like, oh, hell yeah, morning, 4 hours of sleep, let's have another day. I put my phone across the room half nights. So I'm like, I ain't waking up in the morning if this is next to my bed. I have to force myself to walk across the room to turn off the phone, because once I'm up, I'm not going to allow myself to go back now that I've gotten out of bed, even though every fiber in my body is telling me go back to bed. I don't like going to the gym, don't like eating healthy, don't like reading books. I don't like doing any of that shit. But I do it because I know it gets me closer to where I want to go. And I've had multiple clients hire me. They're like, hey man, I don't have a sales problem. I'm like, great, you don't need me. Like, but you're in momentum and I'm not. So if your business isn't in momentum, if your close rate isn't in momentum, what are you doing outside the world of business every minute of every day to get yourself into momentum? You guys can all control what time you get up. You can control what time you go to bed. You can control the food that you eat. You can control the people you surround yourself with. That was my biggest unlock in the last 6 to 8 months, was surrounding myself with different people. Before, I was making in a month what a lot of my friends were making in a year and a half. Love them, good people, but the quality of the conversations, I don't leave dinner with them and I'm like, oh dude, I'm so fired up to work. Like, I'm tired. I want to go to bed. Now I'm dog shit tired. I show up to dinner with Craig and Clayton and Justin Saunders and Leo and Eric and my guys. We call them the healthy homies. I show up to dinner with them, dog shit tired. I leave there fired up. Like I just drank 3 Monsters. Because I'm just feeding off of their energy because we're all pouring into each other. That has been the biggest unlock for me in the past 6 to 8 months. Getting around better people. My old friends, love them. Don't really want to follow them on Instagram and consume their life because it's not a life that I want. That's why I follow 61 people on Instagram. And I think all 61 are muted. So if I follow you, I don't like your shit. I'm focused on me in production rather than consumption from the rest of the world. And if we are going to consume from the rest of the world, you need to be hypersensitive to what you consume. Because every piece of content, every caption, every reel, every book, every engagement, it puts thoughts in your head. And most of us just aren't even hyper aware of the thoughts we have. And most of the time they're disempowering and working against us. So back to the beginning, the exercise, become hyper aware of the thoughts that you have this weekend. And if you find yourself having a thought, must be nice, wow, I couldn't do that, my business couldn't do that, my prospects are broke, this is that, it's all bullshit. They're limiting beliefs that are keeping you stuck where you're at. We can remove those limiting beliefs, become limitless. We can quite literally do whatever we want. We can scale at rapid pace. Like, Ellie, when you asked me the question, like, what's a realistic goal the next 3 months? It's like, I don't even like the word realistic. When we were in Arizona, somebody asked me, they're like, dude, this is like November, December, when Jeremy and I did a retreat there, and they're like, what do you want to make next year? I don't know, dude, as much as possible. Like, I don't, even if I put a number, I'm putting a cap on my earning potential. Even by selecting a number, even if it's $10 million, I'm putting a cap at $10 million and saying that's as far as my mind can go. I don't want the limitations. I don't even set revenue goals personally. I'm just going to do like a sick, wild animal, the inputs every minute of every day until I die. And if I can just do that compounded over time, I'll be way further than my mind ever could have come up with in that moment. We don't need these goals and these things. They're fun to talk about, but they mean nothing because if our inputs don't match them, we never get them anyway. So what's the point? Now, when you say, I want to make 50 so I can hire a closer, that makes sense, right? We have metrics we want to hit, which kind of allow us to bring on team. But in terms of like top line revenue in our life, we can all fly private. We can all buy cool shit. We can all help more people. We can all give back more. But it's going to start up here. When I hired Georgie, he didn't come to my house and eat the food for me. He didn't make me walk on the treadmill. Fuck, dude, I'd pay a lot of money for that. But I have to do it. Right? You guys paid to be here. Doesn't mean you leave with anything. Doesn't mean you learn anything. Doesn't mean anything changes just because you showed up. You guys have to become aware of your thoughts. You have to use those thoughts to change your beliefs. You have to use those beliefs to shape your actions. And if we can do more positive actions in the right direction, you guys have no idea what your life can look like. It's unfathomable. It's unimaginable. But I want you guys to know that you can quite literally have it all. You guys cool with that? Amazing.